Good morning and welcome, fellow sovereigns. This is the third time I've done this one today. The first at the beach, got too windy, noise, hopped in the car and there was no internet. So here I am, closer to civilization with no wind and internet. And this little P-Talk, as I'll call it, Philip Talk, is brought to you by the sponsor of Airbnb. So this is about communication and how more words create less communication, less words can create more communication. So this is a very complicated story, and so I'm going to leave lots of it out and just try and stick to the core, which relates to this morning's theme. So yesterday afternoon I booked into an Airbnb in probably my least favourite part of the Bay of Plenty, but anyway, it was there. It was one of the few that took one night stand, so to speak. A lot of them will only do 2 and 3, and it was cheap. Anyway, turned up at the appointed time, as per the email, at the right address, and there was nobody there, and I couldn't get in. Knock, 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 ring, 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 nobody there. So I went back to my car, hopped onto the phone, and nothing. But eventually, about 15 minutes later, I got an email just tell me how to get in, because there was a link. There's an email with a link, and so I just needed to push this button, and then it would show me the code to the thingy to get in the door, except the link didn't work. So I was sat in my car going, well, we're now waiting 15-20 minutes, nothing's happening. So I rang Airbnb and explained the situation, and they said, well, you've got the link. I said, no, yes I have, but it doesn't work. Well, you need to try it again. No, can we just get on with this? We've got 2 choices. Either you give me a refund and I'll find somewhere else, or you send me the code again. We can't do that because it's confidential. Anyway, they kept me on the phone for over half an hour because they had to explain their processes, and then they had to explain why they had their processes, and I don't give a monkey's toss. I said, I don't need to hear this. Can you please just get on with your business, give me a refund, or send me the code so I can get in the house. Really, really simple. No, we must have. So anyway, I got put onto somebody else, and they had to tell me their processes and the whys of their processes, because more words means more information. And so I was obviously being enlightened by more discussion, exactly the same script, and more, and I said, no, please, I've been through this. Yes, but I need to tell you because I don't care. I just need a refund or the code to get into the house. Really simple. No, we can't give you that. I know you think you can't give it to me, but if you can't give it to me, then you need to give me a refund. Really simple. Now I got passed on to somebody else. I said, look, I'm done with this. I'm going to hang up. You get on and do whatever you do. I will just go on my way, and you can get back to me when you've given me either a refund or a code. Thank you. Goodbye. So I went on my way. So I went back to my favourite part of the Bay of Plenty and found another nice Airbnb there. So I booked in for 3 days. Nice. And then I got another email. So this is like, I don't know how many emails later. I got another, probably a 3rd or 4th from the second place, saying, it wasn't from them, it was from Airbnb, saying the system had noticed that I had booked into 2 Airbnbs on the same day, and one cannot do that, and so I needed to cancel one. Well, I couldn't get into the first one, but I couldn't cancel it because it was in process. And so I tried to cancel the second one, and it wouldn't let me. So I found the message thing, and I found that I could message the owner of the second place, and I said, I'd like to stay with you guys, but I can't book in. And she said, oh, that's terrible. And that was it. So she was no help. I said, what do I do? She said, oh, that is terrible. I said, yes, it's terrible, but what can I do? She said, oh, well, you can either cancel or change the booking or something. I forget what it was. You can change the date. Well, to cancel it, I paid $385 and the refund would have been $95 for zero service. Didn't seem right. So I tried to change the second one from 3 days to moving in tomorrow, say sleeping somewhere else, but I couldn't change today's. Anyway, went on and on. So eventually I was sent the code for the first one. Sat, pondered over it, sat at the beach. It was actually quite nice there. Could have slept the night. But anyway, I thought, I'll go back there. So another 40 minutes back to the first place and got in. And by the time I sat down with a cup of tea and a chocolate, I had 23 emails from Airbnb. And the problem with them is that you really have to read them all, because some of them are emails, just description and this and welcome and lots of fluffy stuff. Some of them there's lots of detail, i.e. where the place is, and some of them were links to somewhere else. So you had to go to the bottom of every single email. And 23. Did I feel like it? Anyway, so I slept the night, most of the night, because I got woken up at 4:43 by somebody asking me how did it all go. The perfect time to ring me up. Oh, what? Anyway, yes, I'm here now. And then when I woke up, there were another 5 more emails from Airbnb, and I can't be bothered looking at them. I will sometime later on today. But the alternative to the now 28 emails, there were 3 phone calls, 2 missed ones. They could have sent me 1 email for the first house. Welcome. The money's gone through. This is the address. This is the code, and we hope you enjoy the stay. That's all that was required. 1 single email, and everything would have been sweet. But no, we had 28 emails. And I have to be told the process is over and over. And I know this happens so often in all sorts of discussions that people have with each other, that I've had with other people. Sometimes in love relationships, sometimes with kids, sometimes with work. And for example, I might be having a discussion with my partner and they say, oh no, you said this on Tuesday about, I said, no, I said it on Monday and it was not about this situation, it was about something else. And no, but then you did this and no, I didn't do it then. And yes, I did. And you did and so there's all these details and you did this and said this and you didn't say this and you didn't say that. And in the moment, you're sure of your facts, and it might be later on you go, oh, actually, yeah, it wasn't Tuesday, it was actually the previous Thursday, or I didn't say exactly that, or whatever. But in the moment, in the heat of the moment, we're both quite sure of our details, and it's almost like the more details I can bring to the discussion, the more communication there is, which is actually the opposite. And then there's been a couple of occasions, for those who know me, I'm notoriously, historically bad with relationships. But I have learnt a few little gems. And on a couple of occasions, there have been those discussions. And they get more and more unhelpful, let's say. Because the more details, the more facts that are brought in to the discussion, the worse the discussion is. And so on a couple of times, I've just basically said, I love you. And the other person goes, yeah, but you said, I said, I love you. And suddenly there's this sort of, there's a change of framing, if you like, change of something. And I go general, I call it, and it's what Abraham Hicks calls it too, go general. So when I get away from the specifics and I go general, I can say to someone, I love you. I might grab them and hug them and say, I want you in my life for the rest of it, or something like that. And something happens in that. There's a little kind of shock because we're in details and suddenly we're now out of them. but there's usually a silence and a breath and a rethink. And I've done it once, only once ever, and I wish I'd done it more, but in a business situation I've done the same thing, where we've been having this heated discussion, and you were supposed to do this, and you were supposed to do that, and you didn't do this, and you promised, you said that, yeah, more and more facts, more and more data comes in, and it gets more heated. And what I found myself saying when I became present to the discussion, I said, why are we here? Oh, we're here to sort. No. Why are we here? What do you mean? Why are we here in this company? Why did we get hired 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years ago? Why did we get hired? Because I have this particular expertise, you have that particular expertise and knowledge, and you have that particular expertise and knowledge, and the diversity of our knowledge will enhance the business, help it grow, give more satisfaction to the employees, whatever I said, something like that. And there's this sort of silence, and then a big breath, and a realization that we've gone from specific to general. And somewhere in that silence between, that still small voice kind of comes up with an answer. Or it doesn't come up with an answer, but it suggests that the answer perhaps doesn't matter. Or that the answer will come when we stay in the silence. And I've done it with a mate before too. We've had a discussion. This was in Brisbane. And I became present to myself, and I just said, look, I really love you. I really like you, mate. I didn't say I love. I said, I like you. I'm glad you're in my life. And I put my arm around him. And he goes, what? What? Oh. Yeah, okay. So he sticks his arm around my shoulder. And we laugh. And we realise that, okay, maybe we both did something wrong. Maybe one of us did something wrong. Who cares? Here we are together. And when we can kind of reconnect, go general and reconnect, and if you like, reflect on why are you in my life, why I am in your life, and what's that all about? No, we're not together for a long time as friends, as business colleagues, as lovers, my kids, whatever. We're not here to sort this little thing out. We're here to enhance each other's lives. And so when we go general, we become less specific, drop away from the facts, drop away from the data, because we all know better. I know it was true. No, you know it was true. It wasn't Tuesday. It was this, and it was 53. And no, it was 27. When we could drop away from the facts, just let them fall on the floor, and think, why are we here together? Why are we in each other's lives? And that's where I've been coming to today. Why am I in this life? That's going even more general. Well, I'm here to experience separation. I'm here to enjoy diversity and difference, and experience it and enjoy it, savor it. So I'm different from Airbnb. I'm different from the ocean that's just over there. Shame about the wind. And I'm savoring each one of them. And the answer will be when I stop getting into the detail, into the data. And my message to Airbnb and anybody else is, if you send out lots and lots of emails, just shut up. Just send one. Stop over-explaining yourself, because over-explaining under-communicates. We all want to be heard. We all want to be appreciated. We all want to be acknowledged. And that's often the reason why we do more data, more emails, more stuff. But sometimes a hug tells us we're wanted, we're accepted, we're acknowledged, we're loved. Sometimes a simple "I really like you" tells us everything we need to know, and so we don't need the data. So I'm experiencing difference. Looking out at the sea. Shame the wind came up because it's really lovely out there. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 ships coming in. And a few surfers, some birds. And they're all separate from me. They're all different. That is why I'm here. I'm here to enjoy separation. Let's make the most of it. So I wish you a dive into the general, into the non-specific, into the bigger story. And I wish you a leaving behind of facts, a leaving behind of details. Just for a moment, just observe the peace that comes from general. And no words are needed, are they? Not a single word. As peace descends without details, I wish you all that peace. And bless you and all who sail in her.